You're gonna be great. You'll be fine, I promise.
Boxer. Yeah, I'll be right there. Son of a... I know, I'm sorry.
You had a hot date last night I didn't know about?
No, why?
Well, because I tried calling, but your phone was off.
That's what they call us for, it's a suicide, right?
No, it's Joe Donovan. Joe Donovan, San Fran's QB for the, I don't know, last 15 years? 3 Super Bowl rings, future Hall of Fame.
QB stands for quarterback, right?
You must be the pride of Texas.
Come on, Mrs. Donovan. I have to be with them. They're gonna take him away. It's okay, Mrs. Donovan. Let's just go back upstairs.
Joe's wife, Paris. She found the body this morning when she and the kids returned from the house in Napa. At the moment, she's floating away on a fistful of sedatives.
Wait, did the kids see you?
No, I didn't see a thing.
A wife, 2 kids. This guy must have been in some serious pain to end it this way.
And Joe Donovan was not one to let pain stop him. The man once played half a game with 2 broken ribs and a dislocated shoulder.
You respected him?
Yeah, and so should you.
He did take the coward's way out. What? I'm just saying.
That you woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, I can see that.
Is Tom here?
No, why?
No reason.
You guys are just in time.
So he got things rolling with booze and pills and got the job done with a knife?
Depressing, definitely possible.
Or not. Looks like murder to me.
Okay, so a guy is found dead in a hot tub with booze, pills, slit wrists, and it's not suicide. Yeah, what are you thinking?
It just doesn't fit. Not to generalize, but most men, when they choose to end it, they pick a more traumatic exit, like hanging, shooting, train tracks.
Unlike most women who are vain to the end, they'll take slit wrists or a bottle of pills over a gunshot to the head any day.
Maybe Joe Donovan was the exception?
No. Science supports Lindsay. His cuts start superior and end inferior to the wrist, and that's the exact opposite of what I'd expect.
And the knife was wiped clean. There are no prints on it, plus there's no suicide note. Someone staged this.
I had Joe's poster on my wall growing up. Number 11, big guns. This is so surreal.
Okay, 1, how old are you? And 2, a football player? I would have guessed more, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
My parents only had 1 kid, so. You're looking at the son my father always wanted.
It's kind of sweet. Is that the wife?
No, that's the agent, Drew Kaplan. The wife was at a charity event in Napa last night. She left Joe here at home for Guy's poker night.
Yeah, the Donovans were big into charity. They raised $500,000 plus for the Children's Cancer Ward at Mission Cross North last year.
Okay, let's get the crime scene wrapped up, take it back to the station. The vultures are circling. No offense.
Why is the DA's office here?
Standard procedure in cases this high profile.
Is there something suspicious about Joe's death?
We have no comment at this time.
Maurice,
Maurice, you saw Joe last night. What was his mood like?
how does it feel to be the starting quarterback?
Come on. Give me a break. Joe's a friend. I'm not even thinking about the game.
So you left the poker game early?
Yeah. Mo got lucky on the river, knocked me out around 11.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Mo, that's Maurice Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. You know, I used to play a little. You know, they said I had great hands.
So you're wide receiver. I was a cornerback. You think you might have a little something for me?
Well, you know, maybe in my 20s.
Yeah, Will. You let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
All right.
Why can't I get a blind date with a guy like that?
Because he's married.
Hey, is that who I think
One
it
and
is?
only. I just finished taking his statement. I almost asked him to sign my football. Should I ask him to sign it?
What is it about this game? Hey, would you mind signing this for my partner, please?
It's for my nephew. Actually, his name is Warren.
How's the case?
Good. We just talked to 3 of the guys that were playing poker with Joe last night. After the game, they all went home to their wives or mistresses or their girlfriends. You know, each guy said that Joe wasn't the type to kill himself, but no one's venturing a guess on who would want to murder him. We haven't spoken to Maurice Jackson yet.
What about the knife?
It matches the set at the Donovan house, but their set is complete. The one that was used to kill Joe seems to be an orphan. It's got some special imprint on it. Having trouble identifying.
You try pulling the tapes from the houses in Joe's neighborhood?
We're on that, and Claire's having a hard time determining the time of death, just because the body was boiling in a hot tub.
Okay.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry that I kicked you out, after I panicked.
Me too.
Wait,
What?
you,
Okay, well, that's it for now.
okay.
Joe had 10 million reasons not to commit suicide.
That was Joe's salary this year.
Oh, really? Well, we don't think that Joe committed suicide either. How is it that you ended up at the house, Miss Cameron?
The team offered Joe a 1-year extension on his contract. We were going to discuss it over breakfast, so I went to the house. The cops were already there, and Paris was hysterical, so I fed her some pills.
Thanks for that.
I have plenty to go around, and I certainly didn't want her talking to anyone in that state.
Let's talk about that contract. A rumor mill has it Joe was going to retire after the season.
Negotiation 101? Hello? That's what I wanted you and everybody else to think.
And Joe, what did he think?
Joe was going to sign. I mean, he had me set a press conference for Thursday.
All right. So, according to the housekeeper, you have the Donovans' house keys, their alarm codes, so you and Joe were close, right?
Oh, I get it. I'm hot. He's hot. We worked closely together. Probably couldn't keep our hands off of each other. It always leads to sex, right?
You tell me.
Look, I was Joe's work wife. Contract negotiations, image licensing, you name it. And occasionally some emotional hand-holding, but only when it came to football, and even then I didn't enjoy it. Tenderness, intimacy, it was Paris's job. Besides, I spent the night with my lover, Rachel.
Do you even care that Joe is dead?
Right now, it is all about damage control. I'll cry later.
Any idea who'd want to kill Joe?
Well, I did leave my old agency to start my own company. They weren't pleased that I took their star client, so maybe they killed Joe to punish me?
Right, because this is all about you.
Huh?
Why can't I see him?
Who?
Joe Donovan. He's here, right?
His body's here, but the Joe you remember's passed on to a better place.
Well, can I at least see his body then?
No.
What about a Super Bowl ring? Do you have that on him?
Isn't there some homework you can do before your dad gets here?
Mom, please. My hero is dead. You can't do homework.
I have something you guys are gonna want to see. Hey, Nate.
Nate, you take one step outside of this room, and I don't need to tell you what's gonna happen, right?
Fine.
Do you remember how you gave me ground rules before I was, in the club, and how I have followed every single one of them? Now I have some ground rules.
Is that really necessary?
It is if you want to see the desk.
Give us the ground rules.
You do not get to ask the name of my source.
What if I need to talk to him?
Another reporter who will not be named taped a closed practice that Joe's team held last week. If the team or the league found out this person could be fired, you do not get the name of my source.
It seems reasonable.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay, thanks. There's just one more. You don't get to keep the disc.
All right, no. If there's information on that disc that can help me solve this murder...
These are my ground rules.
The man is dead. Fine, it better be good.
Wait, I saw that other guy at Joe's house this morning. Maurice Jackson, backup quarterback. String the moment Joe died.
The only one of Joe's poker buddies from last night that hasn't come in to talk to us yet.
I'ma kill you. I promise I'ma kill you. You're going.
Well, let's see if Maurice keeps his promises.
Maurice Jackson finally came in. Is Lindsay sharpening her claws?
She was until he lawyered up.
Of course, I want a $1,000 an hour pretty boy Maurice has on retainer.
Hey, we must be going to the same place.
Hanson.
Public defender. Doesn't Maurice have 10 million reasons to hire a high-priced pit bull?
3 million. He may have been a first-round pick, but he's still second string. I handled a case for Maurice when I was still in private practice. Kept in touch. He's in the neighborhood. Told him I'd stop by.
Assault, wasn't it?
Hey, someone's been doing his research. Yeah, but you know that case got thrown out of court, right?
On a technicality.
Well, God is in the details. So I've advised Maurice not to talk. So book him or let him walk. Okay. Miss Bernhardt, always a pleasure.
Give me 2 minutes. We both know a public defender can't have a private client.
Doesn't mean I can't give him free advice if I so choose, which I do.
Maurice was the last person at the poker game, which means he was the last person to see Joe alive. Listen, I saw him at Joe's house. He cared about him, and if he cared about him, he should want to do everything possible to help catch the man who killed him.
I tell you what, if you go out to dinner with me, I'll let your inspector friends talk to Maurice.
That's completely unethical and ridiculous.
So sue me.
Joe and I talked playbook. It got late. He said his back was killing him and he was gonna hit the hot tub. He was alive and well last I saw him. I don't know what else to tell you.
You and Joe ever fight? Because I heard you got into it last week.
You got a temper, don't you, Maurice?
I like to think of it as passion. That was a misunderstanding, and he came after me.
A misunderstanding that ended with you threatening to kill him. I've been taking a crash course on football since Joe died. There's a big difference between first string and second string. You had a lot to gain with Joe's death.
What happened to our friendly conversation?
Why would I kill Joe? He was retired.
No, he wasn't.
You have no idea what you're talking about, lady.
But I do. There was a one-year deal waiting on the table for his signature.
He was about to announce it to the press. Now, that had to have infuriated you.
We're done here, come on.
Look, I wanted to be the starter, more than anything. But if Joe wanted back with the team and the team wanted Joe, I'm cool with that. You act like I don't got options. I could ask for a trade and 10 other teams would have signed me in a heartbeat.
Nate? You supposed to be in there? You're not supposed to be in here. Come on.
That's not Joe. It's just his body.
Hey, you remember that game a couple years ago? San Fran, Chicago? QBs couldn't see 20 yards in the snow.
I watched that game with my dad.
Me too. And the first half was a total defensive battle. But when Joe came out of the locker room after halftime, man, you could just tell he was over it. He laid that perfect spiral into Williams' waiting arms to start the third quarter. He never looked back. You should remember him that way. You stay put like you're supposed to. Maybe I'll show you my 2005 Super Bowl program, signed by the team.
Don't tell him Mama was in there.
I think you swear.
I mean, it's extortion or blackmail or something.
Just go to dinner with him. It's not like you still have any feelings for the guy.
That's true. It was history, but we're figuring out how to make things work, kind of like Lindsay and Tom. Okay, not like Lindsay and Tom. It's just I'm trying to be super extra good girlfriend right now. Luke is being deposed today.
For what?
A couple months ago, a 4-year-old girl came into the ER. Her parents thought she'd eaten some crayons. Her mouth was all green. She seemed fine. She was running around. Her blood work was good, so Luke sent her home. In the middle of the night, she died. Iron poisoning. Turned out she'd eaten a bottle of multivitamins.
That's awful.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Luke did everything he could. The parents are probably just trying to make sense of it and looking for someone to blame.
Absolutely, I get it. Believe me. It's just I wish, I don't know, some other doctor had been on that night.
What'd I miss?
Claire's about to give us the rundown.
Joe Donovan. The man was not fine. Degenerative arthritis, multiple concussions, numerous broken bones. I don't know how this guy got out of bed in the morning, let alone played a game of football. The tox results came back. Joe had enough benzodiazepine in his system to knock him out cold.
So that's how the killer managed to cut his wrist without a struggle.
There's one drug in Joe's system that I haven't been able to identify. I'm having the lab run more tests. Other than that, that's what we expected. Alcohol, a small amount of steroids, and a pharmacy of painkillers.
Well, the painkillers make sense. The guy was a Boy Scout except for a DUI he got 3 years ago. No drinking was involved, but he did cop to taking too many pills for an injury. He did twice the amount of community service hours he was sentenced to and put it behind him.
Wait, shouldn't Lindsay be hearing all of this?
She already has. I caught her right before Joe's wife showed up.
Guess those sedatives finally wore off.
We spoke to your nanny, Julie, was it?
She's one of our nannies.
Although I think that Julie's the boy's favorite.
She told us that she watched the kids last night in Napa while you went alone to the charity dinner at Galurka Vineyards.
That's right. I snuck in to kiss the boys goodnight when I got home around midnight, and then I took a sleeping pill to help me nod off.
You, pop a lot of pills, Mrs. Donovan. How was your marriage?
I don't see how that's relevant.
I know this is hard, but anything that you can tell us will help.
It was hard having Joe gone all the time. Even when he was at home, his mind was on the game. But that's part of the deal when you marry a professional athlete. I knew when I signed up for it.
What about affairs? Did Joe ever sleep around?
Joe was a star. He could have any woman that he wanted, but he wasn't the type. He lived his life like he played the game 100% committed.
Drew Kaplan said that she was Joe's work wife.
More like a slave driver. Did you know that she convinced him to sign on to do another year when all he wanted to do was retire and spend time with me and the boys? Work wife? I don't think so.
I'm sorry, this is so upsetting, Paris. I think that's enough. For now, thank you for coming in. We need to subpoena the GPS records from the wife's car. I want confirmation that Paris was in Napa last night.
Mrs. Donovan is a suspect.
Well, statistics are statistics for a reason. It's usually the spouse. Even if she does come in a perfect package.
I need to talk to you for a second.
We're gonna have this conversation now?
Yeah, just take a sec.
Okay, we were vulnerable. It was a moment, all right? Let's...
No, not...
Hold on, no running. Everyone just stay with your buddies. Hey, we're here. Hi.
Ew, Miss Donnelly kissing a boy. That's gross.
It's my fiance. That makes it okay. Hey, Lindsay.
Hello.
Like I was saying, Heather is visiting with the class today.
Over there.
It's great.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Is he early?
No, right on time.
Is she a cop? She's too pretty to be a cop.
A lady can be a cop?
I'm an inspector, actually. Homicide.
What's homicide?
Okay, you guys, I think we should let Inspector Boxer get back to work.
Have you ever shot anyone?
Well, yes, but only when I didn't have any other choice.
Are you married?
I used to be. I mean, it doesn't matter. Hey, who wants to see a gun?
I need to borrow Inspector Boxer for just a minute. Hey, you know what's more fun than talking to her? Candy! It's right over there by the jail cell.
Come on, go.
Have you lost your mind?
Is this just gonna be a thing of hers? She's just gonna pop up whenever she wants to?
Yes.
Thank you.
Tom is marrying her. She's gonna be around forever.
Have you seen the way she looks at him? It's just so googly-eyed.
I mean, kind of how like you look at him?
Okay, I am not, nor have I ever been googly-eyed over anyone. Distract me, tell me about the GPS records.
Paris's car sat in the driveway of their Napa home from 11:45 p.m. till 8 a.m. the next morning when she and the kids drove back to San Francisco.
Damn it.
Good news is I've nailed down time of death. Joe bled out and died around 3 a.m.
It'd be so nice if we had a suspect.
What about Maurice? I thought you hadn't ruled him out.
No, I haven't. I've actually got somebody following up on that.
Maurice Jackson. Cindy Thomas, San Francisco Register.
How'd you get in here?
I sort of snuck in. I'm doing a piece on the stadium's ground crew for the Metro section. Just 5 pain-free minutes, and then you can go about your day. I can be happy knowing that I got to talk to the guy who led Texas back from an 18-point halftime deficit in the bowl game.
Like Rain Man or something?
It was just pretty hard to forget. So about the ground crew, just one quote.
You expect me to believe that on the day Joe Donovan dies, the Register wants to do a piece on the stadium's ground crew? You want to ask me about Joe? Just be straight.
How's this for straight? My dad died 18 months ago. He loved Joe Donovan. I loved my dad. We used to watch every game together. Now I watch for us both.
Every game?
I could tell you every stat, every injury you or Joe ever had.
Joe's would be a long list.
Off the record. I swear. I don't know. It's weird to think about Joe as regular flesh and blood.
Joe was human, all right. He was 35. He had numbness, pins, needles.
And Dr. Boyd let him play? Seriously, off the record. One fan to another.
Look, they have blow-ups about this all the time. We'll be fighting about it today if Joe was here. I don't want to see that imprint.
Not a chance. Hey, take care of yourself out there.
I'll be fine. Rain Man.
You came to check on me.
Let's stand not knowing how you were. How'd it go?
The plaintiff's lawyers are threatening criminal charges.
Criminal? Where's intent to harm or blatant indifference?
Parents said that I didn't listen. They said that they told me that it could have been vitamins.
I thought they said crayons.
Just come up for a 24-hour shift. They were yelling in Spanish. I thought I understood them. I don't know. Maybe I should have got a translator or somebody.
No, hey, it sounds like a negotiation ploy. Okay, just don't let them settle, especially if it means admitting guilt.
Yeah, well, it's the hospital's lawyers. I don't know how much of a say in this. If they bring me up on criminal charges, my career is over. Even if I'm acquitted, I'm done.
Let's not go there just yet.
Don't you think we should have called first?
It's called the element of surprise. Unless my source said that Dr. Boyd likes to keep late hours.
So, you're thinking the team doctor off the star QB because he was going to rat him out for over-medicating his players?
Yeah, it's possible. I've been doing research on the game. Team doctors don't have the best reputations for putting their players' health first. Dr. Boyd, it's Inspectors Boxer and Jacoby from San Francisco Police Department. Can we have a moment of your time, please? Dr. Boyd, are you in there?
Stop! Stop!
Oh, come on.
Drew Kaplan. Oh, this time it is all about you. My partner is irritated you made us run.
I don't like running.
I was scared. It was dark.
You know, the league's not going to look too kindly on an agent trying to steal team health records.
Well, I didn't steal team records.
Right. Just Joe's.
I was trying to protect my client.
Your client or yourself, Miss Kaplan?
This so doesn't look good for you.
I didn't kill Joe. I'm just trying to contain the ridiculous rumors. The bench report wrote that they found steroids in Joe's system.
The bench report.
It's a sports blog.
If mainstream press got a hold of that, I had to make sure there was nothing in these files that could hurt Joe's reputation. As his agent, I have a responsibility to ensure that his memorabilia and licensing earning potential doesn't fade.
Yes, you wouldn't want something like death to get in the way of a little money.
Especially when 10% of 10 million has already been thrown out the door.
I owed it to Joe's children.
Well, it's nice to know that there are still some selfless people in this world, Miss Kaplan.
Thank you, Inspector Boxer.
You think she's guilty?
Yeah, of being a greedy, conniving agent. She also stood to profit more from Joe being alive than dead, so I don't think she killed him.
Well, I'm going to send a unit back out to Pacific Estates. A couple of those houses haven't released their security tapes.
Okay. Meanwhile, let's talk to Dr. Boyd.
Hey, Lindsay. I was hoping I'd run into you.
I'll start without you.
Can we talk?
Here? Now?
Well, I was thinking the break room.
We are in the middle of a very important case, so...
Please, Lindsay. Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, this is really awkward for me. Not really sure where to start.
If you need more time, we can do this later.
No. I can do this. I'm sorry.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
For what?
When we first met, that day in Tom's office, I tried to play it so cool, like I could care less that Tom was working with his ex-wife again, but truthfully, the whole thing terrified me. I mean, what if he realized he still loved you or something?
No, he doesn't.
No, I know, it's stupid. And then when you walked in on us, thing with the Italian shirt.
I barely remember that.
I was happy. Like I felt like I was staking my claim or something. It's so juvenile.
It's understandable.
And then yesterday, you were so cute with the kids. Can you forgive me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh, Tom always said I'd like you if I just gave it a chance.
Well, you seem nervous, Dr. Boyd.
Anything you want to ask me is covered under doctor-patient confidentiality.
So you don't care that people are starting to say that you were feeding Joe steroids?
For medicinal purposes only, to bring down swelling.
What about painkillers? Seems to me that was to keep him going even when his body said no. Isn't there a policy against over-medicating athletes?
I never once over-medicated Joe.
Well, Joe admitted as much when he got the DUI 3 years ago.
It's always the doctors who take the fall, isn't it?
When the evidence points in that direction, yes.
You know what? Joe is dead. I don't need to protect him anymore. Joe didn't pop too many pills the day he got that DUI. He had a seizure. Due to a TBI he suffered in a game 2 weeks prior. Drove off the road, crashed into a tree. He's lucky no one got hurt.
TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Joe asked me to hide the seizure so he could continue to play. I tried to talk him out of it, but he wouldn't listen. Football, that was everything to him.
How big of a piece do you need?
Not much.
Oh, brains belong inside the head.
Sorry.
So, Jacoby talked to Dr. Boyd. Joe was neither drunk nor on drugs when he got his DUI 3 years ago.
So what, he was high on life?
He had a seizure. It was a lingering side effect of TBI, traumatic brain injury, learning football terms.
Doesn't TBI go along with what Maurice told Cindy about Joe? Numbness and tingling. I went back to watch the fight between Joe and Maurice to see if there was anything we missed. And there's nothing that points to Maurice, but I was able to play around with the video and zoom in a little bit, and I swear, right before the fight starts, Joe's hands start shaking like he lost control.
Okay. You know how we couldn't identify one of the drugs in Joe's system? Well, the results came back. It was Risagiline.
I've never heard of it.
It's not exactly in my wheelhouse either. Risagiline is a therapeutic drug approved last year by the FDA.
What does it treat?
That's what I wanted to confirm. Joe Donovan's substantia nigra cells were dying off, and the ones that were left are abnormal.
English, please.
Joe Donovan had Parkinson's disease.
Parkinson's is a degenerative disease. Joe could have lived for years. I mean, as an athlete, the thought of losing control of his body. Well, maybe Joe did want to check out.
Joe wasn't a quitter.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you respected the guy.
Well, I may even watch a game one of these days.
You remember the Donovan's nanny?
You mean 3 nannies?
No, Julie Getz, the one who was corralling Paris the morning Joe died.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be in Napa, but her car drove back into Pacific Estates at 1:30 a.m., and she exited a little more than 2 hours later.
Okay. You wrangle the nanny. I will sweet talk the tech guys into jumping our little video enhancement program to the front of the line. Hey, we got the nanny on videotape.
Heather said that she ran into you.
Yeah, she was dropping off cookies.
Did she seem weird? Did she...
Actually, she apologized. To me. How's that for irony?
Look, Linz, Heather can never know about this.
That's your call?
It was a mistake, one-time thing. Never happen again.
Hey, you showed up on my doorstep. Hey, the techs are still working on the video. Keep your fingers crossed. Is she in there?
Yeah, but listen, if
I think I can handle the nanny. What the?
I tried to warn you.
The girl is the faucet. Did she say anything?
Oh, lots. Let's see. She stole a candy bar when she was 12. She once played sick to go to a White Stripes concert. She borrowed one of Mrs. Donovan's dresses without her permission.
Did she say anything about Joe Donovan's murder?
Well, not yet. We only made it through spring '06.
Do we have any soothing chamomile tea lying around?
It's okay. We can keep going, I promise.
This many tears, you know, someone might look at that as a sign of remorse. You want to tell us what you're sorry about?
It's the kids. I think about them not having their dad.
And you feel responsible?
He was a great guy.
Why don't you tell us a little more about Joe?
A lot of players, you know, they don't want to be role models. But Joe took it really seriously. He said he had a reason to stand up and be counted.
Stand up and be counted. Those were his exact words?
Why?
Hey. Mrs. Donovan, I am afraid that I have some really upsetting news. Your nanny, Julie, drove into Pacific Estates at 1:30 a.m. the night that Joe was killed.
Julie? She was in Napa. What are you saying?
Your husband and Julie had more than an employer-employee relationship.
That's not possible.
We think that Julie drove to your house that night to have some sort of rendezvous with Joe, and something went horribly awry.
My husband would never cheat on me.
I know that this is a lot to take in, but if you'll just hear me out, please.
Go ahead. But this whole cheating thing is crazy.
We've discovered that Julie regularly picked up a prescription for Rizajoline. The prescription was in your son Johnny's name, but it was really for Joe. Rizajoline is a drug that is used to treat Parkinson's disease. It seems that the only person that he trusted with that information was Julie.
No, I was the one who talked our family doctor into putting the prescription in our son's name.
So you knew Joe had Parkinson's?
Of course I did. I was his wife. Joe wanted to keep playing, but the league never would have let him if they'd known. It was my duty to make it happen. I should get home and be with my boys. They're gonna be devastated. Julie was family.
Of course. Just one more thing. The press conference that was scheduled for tomorrow.
What about it? He was gonna announce his new contract.
I think he was going to announce to the world that he had Parkinson's. Joe wanted to stand up and be counted. That's the kind of man that he was, wasn't he? Wait, I'm sorry. There is one more thing that we should discuss.
What?
Your confession. Have a seat. Well, the good news is Joe wasn't cheating on you.
I told you that.
But you did share a lot with Julie at night when she was up with your kids and you were knocked out on sleeping pills. For example, Joe told her that he was afraid you wouldn't stick with him once things got rough.
Joe is still in great shape. He was working out harder than ever.
I know, his stats actually went up this year.
6 years I've tried to get her to watch football. One dead body, suddenly she's an expert on the game.
Expert might be too strong a word. She still hasn't figured out that once you're benched and a new starter's been named, you might on occasion make it back into the game, but it's probably better if you move on to a new team.
Sooner or later, you were gonna have to take care of him in all sorts of unglamorous ways, and you just didn't sign up for that. If you didn't get out now, before he became a public spokesperson for his illness. Well, then when could you? I mean, come on. Grieving widow, heartless bitch who left her sick husband.
You yourself said that you have Julie's car driving in the neighborhood. Julie's, not mine.
I think the little video enhancement will be able to see that that's you behind the wheel, not Julie. I've been thinking a lot about something lately. Mistakes. Some of them you get past. They'll eat you alive for a while, but eventually they just fade away. Murder is not one of those mistakes. This is the knife we found next to Joe's body. It has a little imprint on the handle. You can hardly see it, but Goshen Catering puts those on their knives as an identifier so they can distinguish their knives from their clients.
Well, we must have used them for some other event. They left it at the house.
Goshen Catering worked the charity dinner that you attended the night that Joe died. Their inventory list says that this is the knife they're missing.
Well, anybody at that party could have taken it.
You stole the knife. You took Julie's car. And you drove home to surprise Joe with a nightcap. And you know what? He was probably happy to see you. You poured him a spiked drink. And when he was too weak to fight back, you slit his wrists. You killed your children's father, Paris. Confess now, at least he'll know you're sorry.
I want my lawyer. Now.
Okay. Just to be clear, you are going to jail for the rest of your life. When a judge sees this evidence and hears that you didn't confess, he will have about as much sympathy for you as you had for your husband.
What'd you do to my son?
Me? What? Nothing.
He seems to be a little bit in love with you.
We bonded. But where's everybody? What happened to celebration mojitos?
Jill had dinner plans, and Lindsay disappeared once Paris was booked.
What's gonna happen to the Donovan boys?
Moving to Orlando.
At least they'll be with family. So, you know how I totally won Maurice's trust with my doe-eyed charm and razor-sharp knowledge of sports stats?
Mm-hmm.
He sent over 2 box tickets to Sunday's game.
Isn't accepting gifts against newspaper policy?
I thought about that, but I don't really cover sports, so I don't see it as a conflict of interest.
Nice rationalization there, Skipper.
You'll think so too when I tell you that I want to give the tickets to Nate and Ed. You know, fathers, sons, football. It's a thing.
So now my husband's gonna be in love with you too.
So many tears are gonna dry us out. Whatever the sun, we've gotta stop.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. They're holding a table for 2 off in the corner. Nice mood lighting. And it is perfect.
It's 1 seat short. Luke's joining us.
The threesome, how sassy.
He's in trouble. The hospital's trying to throw him under the bus, and he needs the best lawyer in San Francisco. That's you.
This is true, but as you pointed out, I can't take on private clients.
And as you pointed out, you can't give free advice. In this case, you can be puppet master to the hospital lawyer's strings. Luke has no idea how bad this is, and I don't want him to know. By the way, you and me never happened.
That's how you want to play it.
I'm trusting you with the man I love.
You guys found parking right around the corner? San Francisco miracle. Hey, man.
Head to North, meet Luke Bowen.
Let's go get that table.
Help a man out.
I thought you left.
I needed a drinking partner.
You don't have to cheer me up, Jacoby. I'm okay.
Who said this was about you?
Oh, no.
All right, so I'll see you back here at noon.
Okay.
All right, come here. Mwah.
It's gonna be great. It'll be fine, I promise.
boxer. Yeah, I'll be right there. Son of a... I know, I'm sorry.
You have a hot date last night I didn't know about?
No, why?
No, because I tried calling, but your phone was off.
That's what they call us for. It's a suicide, right?
No, it's Joe Donovan. Joe Donovan, San Fran's QB for the, I don't know, last 15 years? 3 Super Bowl rings, future Hall of Fame.
QB stands for quarterback, right?
You must be the pride of Texas.
Come on, Mrs. Donovan. I have to be with them. They're gonna take him away. It's okay, Mrs. Donovan. Let's just go back upstairs.
Joe's wife, Paris. She found the body this morning when she and the kids returned from the house in Napa. At the moment, she's floating away on a fistful of sedatives.
Wait, did the kids see you?
No, I didn't see a thing.
Wife, 2 kids. This guy must have been in some serious pain to end it this way.
And Joe Donovan was not one to let pain stop him. The man once played half a game with 2 broken ribs and a dislocated shoulder.
You respected him.
Yeah, and so should you.
He did take the coward's way out. What? I'm just saying.
That you woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, I can see that.
Is Tom here?
No, why?
No reason.
You guys are just in time.
So he got things rolling with booze and pills and got the job done with a knife?
Depressing, definitely possible.
Or not. Looks like murder to me.
Okay, so a guy is found dead in a hot tub with booze, pills, slit wrists, and it's not suicide. Yeah, what are you thinking?
It just doesn't fit. Not to generalize, but most men, when they choose to end it, they pick a more traumatic exit, like hanging, shooting, train tracks.
Unlike most women who are vain to the end, they'll take slit wrists or a bottle of pills over a gunshot to the head any day.
Maybe Joe Donovan was the exception?
No. Science supports Lindsay. His cuts start superior and end inferior to the wrist, and that's the exact opposite of what I'd expect.
And the knife was wiped clean. There are no prints on it, plus there's no suicide note. Someone staged this.
I had Joe's poster on my wall growing up. Number 11, big guns. This is so surreal. Okay, 1, how old are you? And 2, a football player? I would have guessed more, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. My parents only had 1 kid, so. If you're looking at the son my father always wanted. It's kind of sweet. Is that the wife?
No, that's the agent, Drew Kaplan. The wife was at a charity event in Napa last night. She left Joe here at home for guys' poker night.
Yeah, the Donovans were big into charity. They raised $500,000+ for the Children's Cancer Ward at Mission Cross North last year.
Okay, let's get the crime scene wrapped up, take it back to the station. The vultures are circling the fence.
Why is the DA's office here?
Standard procedure in cases this high profile.
Is there something suspicious about Joe's death?
We have no comment at this time.
Maurice!
Maurice, you saw Joe last night. What was his mood like?
How does it feel to be the starting quarterback?
Come on. Give me a break. Joe's a friend. I'm not even thinking about the game.
So you left the poker game early?
Yeah. Mo got lucky on the river, knocked me out around 11.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Mo, that's Maurice Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. You know, I used to play a little. You know, they said I had great hands.
So you're a wide receiver. I was a cornerback. You think you might have a little something for me?
Well, you know, maybe in my 20s.
Yeah, well, you let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
All right.
Why can't I get a blind date with a guy like that?
Because he's married.
Hey, is that who I think
One
it
and
is?
only. I just finished taking his statement. I almost asked him to sign my football. Should I ask him to sign it?
What is it about this game? Hey, would you mind signing this for my partner, please?
It's for my nephew. Actually, his name is Warren.
How's the case?
Good. We just talked to 3 of the guys that were playing poker with Joe last night. After the game, they all went home to their wives or mistresses or their girlfriends. You know, each guy said that Joe wasn't the type to kill himself, but no one's venturing a guess on who would want to murder him. We haven't spoken to Maurice Jackson yet.
What about the knife?
It matches the set at the Donovan house, but their set is complete. The one that was used to kill Joe seems to be an orphan. It's got some special imprint on it. Having trouble identifying.
You try pulling the tapes from the houses in Joe's neighborhood?
We're on that, and Claire's having a hard time determining the time of death, just because the body was boiling in a hot tub.
Okay.
Okay, wait. I'm sorry that I kicked you out, after I panicked.
Me too.
Wait. You,
Okay, well, that's it for now.
okay.
Joe had 10 million reasons not to commit suicide.
That was Joe's salary this year.
Oh, really? Well, we don't think that Joe committed suicide either. How is it that you ended up at the house, Miss Campbell?
The team offered Joe a 1-year extension on his contract. We were going to discuss it over breakfast, so I went to the house. The cops were already there, and Paris was hysterical, so I fed her some pills.
Thanks for that.
I have plenty to go around. And I certainly didn't want her talking to anyone in that state.
Let's talk about that contract. A rumor mill has it Joe was going to retire after the season.
Negotiation 101? Hello? That's what I wanted you and everybody else to think.
And Joe, what did he think?
Joe was going to sign. I mean, he had me set a press conference.